Hello students, today we are going to continue our first chapter of chemistry for the 9th standard, that is matter in our surrounding. In the earlier lecture we have seen that matter exists in three states, that is solid, liquid and gaseous state. Now we have to see the effects of temperature, pressure and evaporation on the states of matter. The first thing is temperature. The temperature is nothing but the hotness or coldness of a body or degree of measure of hotness or coldness of a body. Now the effect of temperature we can see, as the temperature increases for the state of matter, then the kinetic energy of particle present in that state increases and moves from away from each other. That's why the states of matter changes from one state to the other state due to the increase in temperature. Now we can see the definition of melting point, the temperature at which solid changes into the liquid. The definition of melting point is nothing but the temperature, the exact temperature at which solid changes into the liquid state. Now the units are there, units or scales for measurement of temperature, degree Celsius, Kelvin and Fahrenheit scale. Now in the 9th standard we have to see only two scales, that is degree Celsius and Kelvin, and conversion of them from one unit to the other units. Now how we can convert? For conversion of degree Celsius to Kelvin, we have to add 273 to it, and Kelvin to degree Celsius we have to subtract it from 273 from the given value to convert Kelvin scale to the degree Celsius scale. For example, we can see the numericals. Convert degree Celsius to the Kelvin. 50 degree Celsius can be converted as 50 plus 273 degrees. 50 degree plus 273. It will be 3. It is 323 Kelvin. Again 27 degree Celsius, 27 plus 273, it will be 300 Kelvin. At 100 degree Celsius, 100 plus 273, it will be 373 Kelvin. Now the reverse thing we have to do, Kelvin to degree Celsius, we have to subtract 273 to convert Kelvin scale to the degree Celsius scale. 400 minus 273, it will be 0.27 degree Celsius. 301 Kelvin minus 273, it will be 28 degree Celsius. 350 Kelvin, 273, 350 minus 273, it will be almost 77 degree Celsius. These are the conversions of units of temperature from one unit to the other unit. You can solve a few examples for the homework. Convert the following from degree Celsius to the Kelvin: 75 degree Celsius, 30 degree Celsius, 150 degree Celsius and 200 degree Celsius. And the reverse thing, convert the following from Kelvin scale to the degree Celsius scale: 450 Kelvin, 375 Kelvin, 325 Kelvin and 298 Kelvin. Whatever we have done here, same method you have to use, and you have to solve these two numericals. The conversion of degree Celsius to the Kelvin scale and conversion of Kelvin scale to the degree Celsius. Now we will come to the evaporation point. Evaporation is nothing but the process to convert the liquids into vapor state below its boiling point. The evaporation is nothing but process to convert the liquid into vapor state below its boiling point. Few factors are affecting evaporation. The few factors are surface area. We can say if surface area is more, the evaporation is more, because the evaporation is surface phenomenon. If the surface area is more of the particular state of liquid or solids, then the evaporation will be more. Increase in temperature increases the movement of the particles. That's why if the temperature increases, evaporation also increases. Decrease in humidity nothing but moisture present in the atmosphere. Moisture is nothing but water droplets present in the atmosphere. If water droplets are there in the atmosphere, rate of evaporation decreases, but decrease in humidity will increase the evaporation. The last factor is wind speed. If the wind speed is more there in the atmosphere, then the rate of evaporation is more, because it will again allow more air to pass through that particular system and allow more the evaporation. Now, depending on these factors affecting the evaporation, we can explain few questions. Question 1 is, how does water kept in earthen pot becomes cool in summer days? Because what the reason behind that is that earthen pot is having small pores. That small pores allow more evaporation of water present in that particular earthen pot, and evaporation causes cooling. That's why in the summer days more temperature, more evaporation and more cooling is there. Now the second question is there, why are we able to sip hot tea or milk faster from a saucer rather than a cup? Saucer has a large surface area than a cup. It will allow more evaporation, and evaporation allows the cooling. That is the reason behind that. Surface, if the more surface area is there, then the evaporation is more, then the cooling is also more. Then the third question is, what are the states of water at different temperatures? At 0 degrees Celsius, the water exists in the state of ice, that is solid, you can say. At the 25 degrees Celsius, the water will exist as a normal water, that is liquid state. At the 100 degrees Celsius, the water will exist in the steam, or you can say it as a gaseous state of water. Now the last question is, explain how we will liquefy atmospheric gases. We have not discussed the concept of pressure. If we will increase the pressure and decrease the temperature, then we are able to liquefy the atmospheric gases. For example, when the carbon dioxide is kept under the pressure and the temperature of that is decreased to low, then that is converted from the liquid, that is converted from the gaseous state to the solid state. It is also known as a dry ice also. That is why we can convert it from the gaseous state directly to the solid state by using the method by increasing the pressure and decreasing the temperature. These are the few things. Whatever the questions are there in the NCERT, these are the some questions. You can practice all the questions. You should try to solve all the questions there in the blueprint question part as well as in the exercise part, and complete the exercise part of this chapter. Thank you so much.